Okay, so today we have anti-flag, die for the government, and also want to say at the top, I do have a fever blister going here. I did get, a fever over the weekend, and it came out of nowhere, and all of a sudden that grew in today, and I thought, well, I still got to do a video, even though my lips look like crap. So anyway, we're going to do this one. Anti-Flag, a band that's been requested a few times, but I've never gotten into, in my private life, so I'm intrigued, obviously, by the title, obviously by the album artwork here. So let's get into it, talk about it after, and let's go. I'm sure it's going to pack a punch.
You gotta die for your government, die for your country, that shit. You gotta die for your government, die for your country, that shit.
Ooh.
The source of a sickness, but don't believe what they say, because the government is lying. They've done it before, and don't you know they'll do it again. A secret test, government bill virus, some test group, go put up our just. You gotta die for your government, die for your country, that shit. You gotta die for your government, die for your country, that shit. First are veterans slaughtered by General Eisenhower. You give them your life, they give you a stab in the back. Radiation, Agent Orange, tested on U.S. souls, guinea pigs for Western corporations. I never have, I never will pledge allegiance to the flag you're gonna use. You're gonna die for the government, die for the country, that shit. You're gonna die for the government, die for the country, that shit. I don't need you to tell me what to do, and I don't need you to tell me what to pay. Fuck you! I don't need you to tell me what to say, and I don't need you to tell me what to think. What to think? What to think? What to think? What to think?
Gonna die for your government, die for your country, that's shit. You're gonna die for your government, die for your country, that's shit. You're gonna die for your government, die for your country, that's shit. You're gonna die for your government, die for your country, that's shit. You're gonna die for your government, die for your country, that's shit. You're gonna die for your government, die for your country, that's shit. You're gonna die for your government, die for your country, that's shit. You're gonna die for your government, die for your country, that's shit. You're gonna die for your government, die for your country, that's shit. You're gonna die for your
Well, all right, so anti-flag and die for the government. Yeah, I mean, good Lord. I mean, as the first listen to anti-flag, not disappointed here. I mean, with the intro coming in, just insane. I love that name. Coming in, and I mean, yeah, his insane vocals here. I mean, good Lord, it's just like, passionate, raw, powerful. I mean, he's not BSing is what I guess I could say right off the bat. It's just like, these are his words. I know that he wrote the song as well. And I feel like, this is something that he had in his mind for a long time before he wrote it. I mean, how he just comes in, you know, you're gonna die, gonna die for your government. It's just like, holy moly. I mean, I think I said Jesus when he came in. It's just like, yeah, the passion was there. It's just like, holy crap. And I mean, obviously talking about, you know, the troops here, I guess you would say, you know, war veterans, I mean, all this stuff, you know, talking about, you know, support the troops. And I mean, it's just like, well, you know, it's just like, what does that entail? I mean, all this, you know, coming together here, talking about, you know, a pointless war. And I mean, talking about it now, I mean, this is one of those songs that's going to be relevant. I mean, until, I mean, I guess the war, you know, war ends or whatever. I mean, and I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon anyway. So, you know, with the first verse, I guess I'll say as well, you know, this Gulf War vet dying a slow, cold death. And the government says, we don't know the source of his sickness. But yeah, and I mean, yeah, it's just like, and it's funny because it's just like, this is, you know, it's real. I mean, this is also just like, you know, listening to these lyrics is just like, you know, it kind of makes me laugh because it's just like he's speaking. I mean, the man is speaking facts here. But I don't believe what they say because your government is lying. They've done it before, and you don't, or don't you know they'll do it again? You know, obviously, I mean, anti-flag, anti-government. I mean, anything here, obviously. You know, and then you go, and I like how, you know, the multiple times through the song, maybe not multiple times, but a few times through the song, how there's, you know, the use of pausing, and I mean how he came in as well with Justin. Like I said, it was basically just his vocals, you know, just a cappella right up the top, and then the drums for a second. And I think at the end of another chorus in the song here, you know, it kind of, everything halted again. It's just like, so I like the use of pausing, I have to say. Kept you on your toes. And I mean, as well, when it's saying here, I mean, I'll just a few lines that I want to, you know, mention. You know, you give them your life, they give you a stab in the back. It's just like, excuse me, my goodness, I'm burping. Radiation Agent Orange tested on U.S. souls. Guinea pigs for Western corporations, you know, talking about, yeah, being a guinea pig for, you know, the U.S. corporations. You know, it's just like, you're just, you know, you're just like nothing in our pointless wars. So basically what it comes down to here, it's just like, I mean, not pointless, I guess, to some, but I mean, yeah, to others it is. You know, I never have and never will pledge allegiance to their flag. You're getting used, you'll end up dead. And I mean, when he said that, it's just like, as somebody who, you know, grew up and is Canadian, never was, you know, in the U.S., never had to pledge allegiance to the flag, which I still think people have to do. You know, I remember we had to stand for the national anthem, you know, of Canada, you know, "Oh Canada," which I still find was dumb. You know, it's just like, I don't, every morning you have to stand at 9:05 a.m. or whatever it was. And I mean, there were a few times where I got in trouble for, you know, I guess like walking when it was going on, or, you know, I mean, I'm sure there's been many people, obviously with a pledge of allegiance, for who didn't stand or something like that. And yeah, so it's just, I mean, it's just all that kind of a thing, where it's just like, it's school. It's just like, why do I have to stand for an anthem? I don't know. I'm just here to learn and get a degree or get my freaking certificate and all that stuff. Anyway, but I also was looking at some of the comments on YouTube. And I remember just seeing, you know, some people, one person here just talking about the song. You know, the song made me realize why I didn't like to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. My uncle, who was who was my hero, who was in the war, he destroyed himself for a cause that doesn't care about him. A cause that would probably be happier if he was a casualty in their war, so they could get sympathy to continue their pointless war. So again, just, I mean, that sentiment is what's really coming across here, you know, obviously. And I don't know if, you know, in Justin's life or any of the other band members' life, you know, I'm sure there's somebody who, you know, was in a war or whatever, and, you know, they feel, you know, the same way as that person does as well. You know, talking about how, you know, the war ruined their relative. And I mean, the government doesn't seem to care at all. It's just like, good Lord. And then, of course, with the outro here, I really have to say, I really enjoyed the backing vocalist here. I think, well, the personnel anyway here is Andy Flagg. I like that name, on bass and vocals, it says. But this is for the album, which is Die for the Government. So I'm guessing he might have done the backing vocals here. But either way, I really just enjoyed the backing vocalist's voice. I mean, it's as simple as it sounds. Just the cadence or whatever. Even though I only spoke a few words, sang a few words, I don't know, I really enjoyed their backing vocals. Anyway, and also Pat Thetic, I'm going to say, on drums. And I mean, playful drums, I have to say, prominent bass, I also have to say. And the guitar as well, also, you know, just furious, ferocious. I mean, everything you would suspect with a song like this. It just really worked out very well. And I mean, obviously, their enthusiasm for what they're talking about here came across, pretty easily. And, just each time, when you just saying that, the line, you're gonna die for your government. I mean, that's just is gonna stick with me. And, yeah, it's just, so anyway, I could talk about it. But there is a quote here from Justin, obviously the songwriter. And, I just want to see, what he says, what this is all about. So here is a quote from him. So it says, "This is a quintessential anti-flag song, and it really became the first anthem that I ever wrote." I mean, that's quite the first anthem to write. It was something that really appealed to me as well, and I had a sense that this is where I wanted to go with my songwriting. And of course, at the very core of the song is the main concept that anti-flag was founded upon, which is the idea that you go and fight and then you die in somebody else's military. You're not fighting for freedom or patriotism or liberation. You're fighting for corporations, which obviously he said, when he says, you take your life and they'll stab you in the back. I mean, from the second verse, it's just like, I mean, yeah. Anyway, you have to look no further than the Iraq War to figure out that that's the truth. Our government also has a very bad history of caring for its veterans. And in the U.S., there's veterans that kill themselves every day because the health care just isn't there for them. They use you and then they throw you away, and then the people you're fighting for and fighting and dying for don't care about you. So if you want to fight for something, fight for peace. So I like how we ended that quote, actually. Fight for peace. I didn't expect that that's how where we were going to go. So yeah, again, it's just talking about, obviously you would say that Justin Sane is quite, on the left. Obviously, I mean, as somebody else who's there, I really enjoy his point of views here, obviously on war. Again, pointless war, talking about, how the government doesn't care for the veterans. And I mean, it doesn't matter, I guess, which side you're on, if you're, you're conservative, whatever, liberal, or, more to the left and liberal, obviously. But it's just like, when it comes down to it, obviously, yeah, the government is just, as he says, has a bad history of caring for its veterans. It's just like, U.S. veterans kill themselves every day because, they don't get the help that the help isn't there for them, as he said as well. And it's just like, they use you and then they throw you away, just, disposable. And it's just like, as he said in the song as well, guinea pigs. It's just like, you're there and then it's just like, okay, and then you die, or maybe either way, if you live, it's just like you go on and, you don't get assistance or something like that. And it's just like, obviously that's what he's talking about here. And that's where he wanted the band to go, obviously. With, what he says about his songwriting here. This is where I wanted it to go after I wrote the song. And, the quintessential anti-flag song. And obviously a very important song to them and a very important song to many, I guess, you would say punk fans all over the place. But anyway, I guess that's all I gotta really say. So thanks for watching. Thanks for liking, subscribing, commenting, all that stuff. Obviously, it's just a passionate song. Packs a punch, like I said, it probably would. And, when you think about, support the troops, and I mean, you can support the troops, but also, is the government even supporting the troops? It's just like, good Lord. It's just like, and I did see also, comments talking about listening to the song is the closest I can get to supporting the troops. And it's just like, yeah. So, obviously all that's going to come out in a song like this. So yeah, anyway, raises a lot of questions, obviously. So anyway, thanks for watching. Like I said, I really appreciate all the support, and I'll talk to you guys again soon.